Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Two Guys, One Crypt. I'm one of your hosts, JB, here with Mr. Chuck Nasty. How's it going, buddy?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's things going, man? It's been, 2 weeks since our last episode?
Yeah.
know?
Man. Well, got a new dog. That's been the big thing. Yeah.
How's that
We
going?
well, it's our dog Bruiser. It's actually his sister, and they haven't seen each other in 4 years. And I didn't think it was going to be a good idea,
Huh.
but they're actually getting along great. So I'm eating my words, but it's actually kind of cool. Even though I never
That's
thought I'd have
awesome,
two
man.
chihuahuas. But yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's cool.
God, I can't imagine that. That sounds horrible now that you say that.
Well,
Sorry.
Bruiser is a very wild, annoying dog sometimes, but he's an awesome dog. She is a complete opposite when it comes down to that. Like, she's chill. She'll let you pet her and won't try to bite your hand off. Bruiser will. Like, yeah. So if I want to pet my dog, I can pet her and not have to worry about him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we got Sam already in here. Hey, how's it going, Sam? And we got Ron, Charles, Justin. Good evening.
Hello, Ron.
Yes, thank you for tuning in, Mr. Ronald. So, there we go. Sam's sitting there chatting with Ron too. So, man, we got a pretty fun episode planned for tonight. A pretty good movie, which is a nice little change and kind of really heading us back into more of a horror genre. So it's pretty exciting. But before we go ahead and get to that, we should probably go ahead and thank some of our sponsors for sponsoring us. We appreciate it. So first off, we want to go ahead and throw a shout out there to House of Mysterious Secrets. Check them out at houseofmysteriouscecrets.com and use our discount code 4130 to save 10% on all of your awesome horror merch. Some of that Chuck stuff actually has some of those things now, don't you, man?
Yeah. I got a Dr. Giggles poster, little mini poster thing up there, and I got damn hand. City of the Living Dead, Lucio Fulci, got a little poster from. I got a air freshener from him too, as a Misfits, and it smells really weird. Like, I've got it in my Jeep, and it really does have a very unique scent.
Really?
My girlfriend thinks it smells like a porta potty, and I think it smells. I think it just kind of has I don't know. It has like that grandmother's like attic weird scent to it. I don't know. I don't dislike it though.
That doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It really doesn't.
Explain. But then I also got a really cool shirt that I'm going to wear for the next episode. So,
well, that's awesome, man. I'm excited to see what you got going on for that. So, anyways, let's also go ahead and thank Manscaped. And you can check us out over there. Go to manscaped.com, use our code TFTP20, save 20%, free shipping with our code. We greatly appreciate that. And with that being said, let's go ahead and go to a small commercial break, and then we'll introduce our guest for the night.
Support for Tales from the Podcast and 2G1C is brought to you by Manscaped, who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. We have an exclusive offer for our listeners, 20% off, free shipping with the code TFTP20 at manscaped.com. Manscaped has hooked up these fine gentlemen with a bunch of tools and formulations from their Perfect Package 3.0 kit. This is Chuck. He got a razor caught in his balls while he was trying to shave, but that's never going to happen again because Manscaped has created the best ball hair trimmer ever, the Lawnmower 3.0. It features a cutting-edge ceramic blade, an LED light for a more precise shave, and is waterproof to make sure your shower shave is clean and easy thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. And don't use the same trimmer you use on your face as your balls. It's just nasty. The Lawnmower 3.0 comes inside the brand new Perfect Package 3.0, which comes with everything you need to keep trim, cut-free, and smelling nice down there. I'm looking at you, Jack, because the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0 also includes a crop preserver, which is a deodorant and moisturizer for your balls. Put it on your balls. Why are you not putting deodorant on the smallest part of your body? And yes, Jack, your balls stink. That's why you don't have any dates. But now, with the crop preserver and the crop reviver, you can get those dates, sailor, so get on out there And also, Manscaped threw in 2 free gifts into their perfect package. A pair of high-performance Manscaped boxer briefs, aren't they sexy, that'll keep your junk feeling fresh all day, and a travel shed bag to store all your grooming goodies. Trim that junk of yours and trim 20% off and free shipping with the code TFTP20 at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. We save balls.
I never get sick of that. Right?
No, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Yes. So thank you to all of our sponsors. We greatly appreciate everything you're doing for us. So anyways, let's go ahead and introduce our guest for tonight, Rob Multari. I almost fucked that up.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it. Yeah. So how's it going, man?
Good. Very good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, dude, I gotta say, let's be honest. Thanks to Josh Nealis for going ahead and introducing me to you, and
Gosh.
getting me to purchase some pretty cool comic books.
I know he pimps me out more than himself. I think. I don't know what's up with that.
Well, to be honest, I'm hooked on them. I can't wait for more to come out. So
We won't have to wait too much longer.
well, that's awesome. That really is. I'm pretty excited for that. So, anyways, you have some things going on, I hear, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I got this week and next week. I got a lot going on right now. I'm sponsoring a monster graphic novel giveaway, which has 7 different graphic novels within the supernatural genre. You got Morbius, Werewolf by Night, Anita Blake, Vampire Hunter. You got Dead Man's Land, which is a werewolf story. You got Van Helsing, with 3 different monster books. And a steampunk badass looking female Van Helsing. That's
Right. Can't beat that.
So yeah, that giveaway is you can go to win.lonewolfcomics.com. You can enter in there, and there's a bunch of different ways that you can get extra entries. And then that ends on Wednesday at midnight on Wednesday. And then the next day, that morning, actually at 8 o'clock in the morning, I will be making the announcement for the winner. And then also, that is the same time that I will be launching the Kickstarter for Nightwolf issue 5, where you could also pick up the first few issues as well as pick up the trade paperback.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm pretty excited to see what you're going to do with this fifth issue, to say the least. I'm like I said, I actually really liked it. But then again, I got a thing for werewolves. I'm sure Chuck can agree with me on that. That werewolves are pretty fucking sweet.
Right?
I'm a fan of werewolves as well. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're the superior of the monsters, if you will. But I mean, don't take me for at my word.
I say they're up there. They're definitely up there. Chuck would probably agree with me on this one as well. But I'm a pretty big creature fan.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely.
So it's it is what it is.
Right.
But anyways, you picked a movie for us to watch.
I did.
And the movie that you decided to pick for us tonight was Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. Now, can you tell us why you chose this movie?
So, I would say this was like back in college. I ended up this is when like that DVD set came out with like all of them built together have like that picture.
Yeah.
So I was watching. Yeah. So I was watching. I got that DVD set, and this is when I was in art college, and late nights doing like animation stuff and graphic design work, and I would have it playing in the background, and there was like a period where I had to do like these like old fashioned printing press screen prints. Like I'd actually carve out like cork and like make, different things out of it with these presses. And so I decided to do a horror series like based on fears. And, one of them was coming up with, it was basically like a lot of it was inspired from the Nightmare on Elm Street series, and I kept watching them over and over again. And then like they had that extra DVD like featurette where you could like basically go through the boiler room and open up these different doors, and it'll open up different like scenes that they're talking about, like the making of and where they're coming up with, and like Wes Craven's original ideas, where he came up with the whole idea of being nightmares and stuff. And like I said, I really digested like the series when I was doing my artwork based off of it. And like the dreams have always been kind of an interesting thing for me, because like I always like a lot of my stories come from my nightmares. As a kid, like I used to have nightmares from like anything, like I even would see like a clip of like watching it, and like for weeks like I'd be on my parents' bedroom floor. So for me, like just the whole dream thing was very interesting, and I just kind of like locked into like the like I said, those extra clips. And then for me, I felt that dreams, like there are they talk about how you can control your dreams, or how like different things happen in your dreams. And with my dreams, like a lot of random ass shit happens, and I thought that they really opened that up in the third movie, because before it was like, yeah, it was more like just nightmare fodder, but it wasn't really like expanding on like the more, I guess, imaginative ways the dreams kind of play out. So I think that was why that became my favorite, because that was really when they started experimenting with the different things that like, you could do in dreams, or that like what happened, with your subconscious when you're thinking fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're definitely right about that. They really dove a lot deeper into that, especially in this one, and kind of from here on out too, a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it gets even like more broad, and they really start playing with it in the next two. But I think just the fact that this was like the opening, and I also liked how this was the one where they introduced his Freddy's mom, and the idea of him being the bastard son of 100 maniacs. So I think it's like they really opened up the entire, I guess, history, or like backstory, more so than just the fact that he was a child killer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Now, the woman actually
fair.
playing his mom in this is actually the same woman that plays Mrs. Louder in the Drew Carey Show.
Oh,
Interesting. Of course,
Yeah.
I'd like to know that. So, anyways, before we go ahead and start talking about this movie, before we actually go through and talk about what we thought about it, we're going to go ahead and catch up on these comments, because they're kind of piling up, to be honest with you. So we're getting some compliments from Sam over to Ron about the voiceover work. So yes, Ron, you definitely should pick it up, dude. You definitely have a good voice for it, that's for sure. We got David. Right, David chiming in. Hey, if you guys ever watched The Last House on the Left, which was Wes Craven's first film, the movie is sort of like a prequel to Nightmare on Elm Street. The main antagonist is named Krug. Both movies include vigilante parents, teenage murders, dream sequence. In both movies, the girl says, "Now I lay me down to sleep" prayer. Interesting. Always count on David for some random facts throughout the entire episode. That's for sure.
I've always thought that myself, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does make sense,
Yeah, it definitely does. Ron,
even like how Stephen King used to like to he ties in all his books in a way. That could be a way of Wes was doing his thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I would have a lot of questions about a lot of his other work then, seeing how we could tie it all together. We'll have to have a whole episode just tying all of his movies together.
Marathon.
Right. Ron chimes in, JB loves werewolves because he's so hairy people try to shoot him with a silver bullet. Thanks, Ron. I appreciate that.
Yeah, real nice, dude.
Yeah, dick. Let's see. The movie that got my bird going a million miles an hour for Patricia Arquette. Yeah. Let's see, Sam. Now I just want to watch Silver Bullet. That movie is The Shot. Shit. David, this movie was the first in the series where Freddy uses the victim's weaknesses against them. Yeah. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, that's
We got
true.
Cooper. What's up, fellas? Cooper, thank you once again for the Epic Tales from the Sewer shirt. Greatly appreciated, buddy. Everybody should go check him out if you're into the Ninja Turtles. Epic Tales from the Sewers is a Ninja Turtles podcast where he's going through some of the comic books, and it's got me back and actually checking into a lot of it and everything, and from being a kid.
Yeah, I just recently picked up the last one, so I'm looking to get into this.
Oh yeah, you should check out his podcast, man. He actually gets into the last Ronin. That's was some of the last ones I actually went and listened to. David, I read that the original plot of the movie was to include Freddy terrorizing the real world, which Craven later used for New Nightmare. I absolutely fucking love New Nightmare. And
I do too. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Sam's chiming in again. When it comes to horror movies, Freddy is my favorite. A villain that can take you out quick, but plays and has fun. That just another level of cruel. Yeah, he's definitely a pretty cruel one. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would. I would say he's like my favorite. Who would you say is your favorite of all time horror villain, Rob?
I do have to go with Freddy.
Really?
Yeah, I think I love Freddy versus Jason. I love Jason Voorhees too, but it is like a different level. Like for me, and I know this is probably gonna be a very unpopular opinion, but like Michael Myers to me is like my least favorite of the three anyway, because like to me it's like. If it depends on how you take like his story too. Like, I mean, they kind of take his context out of it, but if you only go with like the original few, like he's just, a dude in a mask. Whereas like, I enjoy the supernatural aspects of them all. And, with Jason, he's just very, he is what he is. I mean, there's no, he's quiet, he's a killer, whatever. But I think I enjoy like the maniacal thought process behind Freddy, and just like I said, the unique, being in the dreams and diving into people's weaknesses. There's a lot more to it than just a pure, stab. I mean, he's actually, thinking about it a little bit.
Yeah,
that's fair. Chuck, what would you say is your favorite?
Shit.
Chuck's like, man, I never thought this question was gonna come up. What the fuck?
I mean, Leatherface is definitely a favorite because it's more real, and he's a monster, but he's not a monster. That kind of thing.
It's something that could actually happen in real life.
Right? Yeah.
Right. I get that. Mine's kind of ridiculous, but I fucking love Leprechaun.
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis is fucking amazing.
He's hilarious. Like I think I love those movies, and I think they're hilarious. And I don't know. I see Warwick Davis. I still picture like him as Willow. You know what I mean? Or
right? Yeah.
So it's like I can't take it seriously.
No, it's definitely not meant to be. That's for sure. But that's why I love it. They did a great job with it. That's for sure. So, anyways, let's see. Justin, he's a lot of fun. I'm assuming he's talking about Freddy there. And Ron's chiming in. Yeah, Freddy's okay, but he doesn't hold a candle to my boy Jason. Cooper says, nice shirt. I'm assuming he's talking about mine. Perry's chiming in.
Hey, Perry.
You gotta always appreciate Mr. Perry there.
Oh yeah, man. Hey JB, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back, man. I gotta go real quick. Okay? Sorry,
okay.
You're back.
You're fine. Maybe I'll be done catching up with the comments by then. We got David chiming in. There was a TV series from the 2000s with Patricia Arquette called Medium, where the character used dreams to solve crimes. It cuts off right there. I'm not very familiar with that one, honestly.
I remember the name, and I remember that she did it, but I don't think I ever watched it. I
think I'm right there with you.
Right, like about the premise of it.
Right. Let's see. We got Cooper chiming in. Michael Myers is my least favorite too. Freddy and Jason are more fun. Yeah, that's. I I think we can all agree with that.
Wow. I mean, usually, like when I talk to like other people about horror movies, like they're like blasphemy.
All right, sorry about
we don't
that.
care. Oh, you're fine, dude. Let's see. Ron's chiming in. Mine goes Jason, Bubba, Michael, Freddy. That's not a bad list either. Like I like them all, to be honest. I don't know how I would personally rank those all together. Like that's a tough one for me, to be honest.
Like if you take like Pennywise, I think is also one of my favorites up there as well. Like the idea of like where you could take it, you know what I mean? Like he's kind of like in that same boat.
They're very similar characters.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I kind of like I went down a rabbit hole when the recent one came, like the remakes came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really got like dove into like where what he was, where he came from, and like all the fan speculations, not even from the books, just like what they gathered and what they speculated. I was like, oh, this could be like, I know that's not what it says in the book, but damn, this is good.
Yeah.
Like there's so much there, but
Right.
I digress.
Oh man. I think I'm getting made fun of. Cooper, anyone like Leprechaun the best? Possibly Jack. Which it ended up being me. I'm sorry. Perry saying Jason. Then he says Cinderella is Chuck's favorite. See, Rob, I totally agree. Freddie put thought in his kills. Just add bitch to every kill as well. You're not wrong, that's for sure. David, one of the things that made Nightmare on Elm Street so famous is that so many famous stars appeared on the series, like Johnny Depp, who played Glenn in the original. Yeah, you're right. I'm not sure if Johnny Depp was really much of anybody at the time.
No, that was his first movie,
that was
if
just
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
So that was before he made a name for himself.
Yeah, so I don't think that really
scissor hands.
Right. It probably didn't help him too much at the time, but it definitely later on,
he was actually trying to be a rock star. Basically, he was actually trying to get into music, and a friend of his was like, "Hey, there's this horror movie that's shooting. You should go, see what you can do, and maybe make a little extra money for that." And then he got sucked into being an actor.
Huh. Well, good thing it worked out for him and everything. Well, I don't know if it really worked out now talking about it.
Has anybody else watched that 4-hour documentary about Nightmare on Elm Street? Does anybody else watch that?
I haven't watched it. Have you? You did. You did. I know Chuck did.
I totally did.
Yeah, I bet you did. We'll have to talk about it later.
Is that streaming somewhere, or was there an actual?
It was on maybe Netflix. Maybe it was on Shudder. Maybe at one point, it might still be on Shudder. Yeah, it was on a couple of different places.
Right. Let's see. We got Perry, Pennywise for sure. I could definitely see that one. That's the one I probably actually overlooked, to be honest. Let's see.
Yeah, clown most of the time.
Look, has a child orgy. He's not wrong. Sam, dude, Tim Curry, Pennywise. That's pretty close to Freddy. To me, close second. Yeah, that's fair. He goes, Johnny Depp only got the role because Craven's daughter persuaded him to cast him. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. And Ron says it's on Shudder.
Okay, I thought it was on Shudder.
Right, yes, and you're right about the kids jumping rope. And let's see, people talking about Dead by Daylight. The new It was my favorite, says Perry. It wasn't bad. I'm not going to argue that. That's for sure.
Part 1 was good. I didn't like part 2.
Right. You were really upset that they had the child orgy.
Yeah, both. The original like mini series for its time on a regular station. Like it had its own moments where especially for me, I think I was like 8. Or like around there, when it came out, and now, and then the other ones, so it's like you take what my imagination now to from then to there, I enjoyed them both. I mean, I usually don't like remakes or reboots that often, but I had to say that I like them for their own, and I think Skarsgård did a great job as Pennywise.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
I 100% agree with that. That's for sure.
Same.
But anyways, we are here to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes, we totally went up on it.
Yeah, we definitely did. That was a lot of comments.
It happens.
You guys talk a lot.
That's good. It's good.
Talking to the viewer.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could be talking to crickets, and but this is it's
right. Yeah. That's very true. So, anyways, Chuck, it is your turn. Thank fucking God to talk about these fucking movies. So, go ahead, give us a fairly a quick little walkthrough of Nightmare on Elm Street 3: Dream Warriors.
All right. So first off, this film is for some reason always the movie that if someone says, "Hey, I really love the first one," like me, and they turn around like, "But I really like the third one a lot too." It's always for some reason everybody's favorite. But I don't know why I feel compelled to say that, but I figured it was a good opener. Anyway, I always hate starting this shit. Anyway, okay, so it starts off with Patricia Arquette. Very young Patricia Arquette playing Kristen Parker, and she's making this dollhouse of the original Elm Street house. And also, you can't forget the fact that Dawkins blasting in the background. I'm pretty sure that's Dawkins, right? Yeah, it's really bad. So. Yeah, and not a big fan. And she's trying to stay up. She's drinking powder like she's just drinking coffee and like chasing it with Coke and all that stuff, trying to stay awake. Her mom comes home and tells her that she needs to get to bed and all that and quit staying up so late and all that shit. Her mom has a guy over. She comes home from dinner, I guess, and the guy's like, where do you keep the whiskey or the bourbon? Where do you keep the bourbon at? And she pretty much shows right then that she doesn't really care that much because her daughter's going, "Hey, Mom, I need your help." And Mom's going, "I need to get laid." And so she doesn't really give two shits. And then she ends up, well, I mean, yeah, I would.
Really?
I mean, yeah, actually. Anyway, this isn't about me and my choices, whatever, or JB's choices. But anyway,
well, my choices are different than yours. I'll just say that.
Well, truth. So anyway, the character of Kristen ends up having an altercation in the bathroom when she ends up going to sleep or something. Does her mom give her something to make her help her sleep or some shit?
Yeah, I think she does slip or something because she's already hopped up on so much caffeine.
Mm-hmm. So she sleeps. I guess she goes into that sleep state that you don't even realize that they're actually in a sleep state, and she gets attacked by the faucet. Turns into like Freddy's hands, all this shit. Slices her wrist, makes it look. There we go. Makes her look like that she is trying to attempt suicide. Her mom ends up taking her to. I guess it's like it was like a youth detention center for like.
It's a youth psychiatric ward.
Yeah. That's what. Okay, that's the way I couldn't think of the best way to put that actually. But in there, that's when you meet this whole group of people. Was it Joey, Taryn, Kincaid, Philip, Will, and Jennifer, who are all part of this group? That,
Good job, like remembering all their fucking names, because I didn't.
Oh, don't give me praise. I have notes. Don't give me praise. Notes right here. Okay.
He drew little pictures of each one so he knew who was who.
No, I didn't. All right, no. But after Kristen throws a fit and she ends up having to be like carried into where she needs to be or whatever, she ends up being a part of this group with all those people that I just named, who all have problems with sleeping, and they each have their own individual like depressing story. You have the deaf guy Joey, who I can't remember really why, if he was always deaf or if something happened traumatic. You had Taryn, who was the recovering addict. So you're Kincaid, who's like the strong guy, always kind of like using his voice and wanting to use his fists. You had Philip, who's the sleepwalker. Will is the guy in the wheelchair, and Jennifer wants to be a TV star. And upon being in there, you had this guy, I can't remember, Dr. Neil Gordon. Is that what his name is? Am I saying that right?
It's Neil for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gordon.
Gordon's right.
Okay, yeah. Which I keep calling him Bill Maher. The whole time I watched this movie, I kept making Bill Maher references, especially when they were in the circle talking and stuff. I'd make politically incorrect comments and like,
that's all right. After seeing Lawrence Fishburne in there, like after the
Larry.
Yeah. Like, like because I remember like watching them when I was a kid and then seeing The Matrix and then going back and seeing it again, and I'm like, I'm waiting for like Neo to come out or something.
Well, I mean, he was he was all over the place in his career because he was on this and playing Max Daniels, which is interesting because my last name is actually Daniels, but nobody cares. But he also was on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Right.
That's right. That's right. I remember that.
He was a little boy in Apocalypse Now as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was actually.
Yeah, he's had a very random career.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
But I've always loved him to death. But
The
he
cowboy
plays...
on Pee-wee was the best though.
Oh yeah, well, of course, yeah.
I fucking love that one. That's for sure.
Oh, to be a kid again. But which he's playing the character of Max, who is the the orderly. Yeah, and I guess he actually like him and the kids have kind of a friendship, and they respect him and they listen to him for the most part, and they're always kind of going to him for whatever. Now moving on here a little bit, with them because they fuck. Did Nancy come in before Will Dodd, or they bring her in after? I just watched this movie the other night. This is fucking stupid.
I believe they brought her in like right away, and we get Nancy, like you said though, like right away, which is fucking awesome. Like,
yeah.
I always like it when they bring people back, and especially
definitely
bring back the real person.
Yeah, they bring her back, and she's hearing all the kids talking, and she's kind of thinking that maybe they're all dealing with the same shit she had to deal with Freddy back in the original.
She's having PTSD.
She what?
She's having PTSD.
Yes, completely. Yes. But she doesn't really voice anything just yet. And then the character of Will, who's the known sleepwalker, becomes Freddy's fucking puppet, and he walks him right out the door. Yeah, like probably the most painful thing. Oh yeah. Like just the tenants and all that shit.
It's so cringeworthy.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, is like Kincaid doesn't even give a shit. He's like, "Oh, well, enjoy your walk," and then he's the one that's all upset. Like after everything happens, it's like because I'm sensing some guilt here, buddy. Which they never even bring that up. That like, oh, well, why didn't you stop him?
Right, but the fact that he knows he was sleepwalking and he's a sleepwalker, he's like, oh, whatever. He's like, have a nice walk, asshole.
Yeah.
What about him walking right through that door?
Yeah, that's a bit trippy.
Well, that is never really talked about.
That is true.
Well, I mean, you think like some of the things that obviously, whenever they're doing stuff in the dreams, like it has to affect the world in a little bit because when he's cutting you in your dream, these cuts appear, right? So I mean, there's got to be a little bit of
yes and no because when he was doing this whole like marionette puppet style thing. Like we see these images of him like this, and that's the way he's seeing himself. But when we see the other angles and everything, he's just walking with his hands out.
Right.
So, like, what's really happening to him there?
Yeah.
But for him to just go right through a fucking door, though, like that kind of changes shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know. There's something I was thinking about. Chuck, go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I mean, anytime you watch any of these kind of movies or whatever, you're going to find stuff and it's just like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
I still love the movie. It just
that's kind of going back like to the first one too. Like when you saw like the girl getting murdered on the ceiling. I mean, she's on
right
to the ceiling. It's that same idea. Like it's that whatever magic connection between that's because if you think about it, that would her being on the ceiling and acting like she's like on the floor, that's not something that would generally happen either. You know what I mean? So you got to take that kind of in the same like. Okay,
I don't know. To me, they're different. It's okay though. Go ahead.
But
Go
anyway,
ahead,
so
Chuck.
after Will dies, because of course he drops off the balcony or the I guess the tower area or whatever
Tower,
in
yeah,
the
he's on
place.
the tower.
Yeah, and the whole clan is sitting there trying to like wake him up before he falls and all that shit. So they're all really distraught the next day, obviously, because their friend they just watched him plummet to his death. That would piss me off, and put me in a bad mood. And around that time, seeing how everybody acts, they all start talking about Freddie and Nancy. I keep wanting to call her Heather because of New Nightmare, but
They do kind of make that very hard to disassociate.
yeah. So Nancy decides that she's thinking they're dealing with the same person, Freddie, and she tries to talk to Neil, the doctor, Dr. Gordon, Bill Maher, and she's trying to convince him to get Hypnosil, which if anybody watched Freddy versus Jason, it's also on that. Trying to get
well-known drug,
right? Yeah, and trying to get them all prescribed that so they can be blocked off of all their dreams and shit of Freddy. And I can't remember if they already went out on it, out and talked a lot more or whatever, but it was around the same time, I guess. But after that meeting, Jennifer is up in the TV room, and Max comes in and tells her it's time to go to sleep, all that stuff. She's like, no, I've got to stay awake, please, Max. And he actually lets her stay up. So he's like, all right, fine. Well, she ends up passing out watching, I think, is it the Dick Cavett show where he turns into, he's got Ava Gabor.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure though. I
want to say it's the Dick Cavett show, but I could be wrong.
No.
I make myself sound older than I really am. Okay. I wasn't alive when that show was on.
You are older than that's okay though.
Whatever. So she realizes something's kind of up, and then Freddie pops up. He says something, calls Ava Gabor bitch or whatever. I think it's Ava Gabor. And then she walks up to the TV, is trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and then Freddie pops out of the TV. There we go. Mm-hmm. And what's he say? He says those famous lines: "Welcome to primetime, bitch." Welcome to primetime, bitch. Like, that spur of the moment thing that Robert Englund came up with at the last minute, and it's one of the most known things that he says. Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy.
I really hope that you quote every one of his kill one-liners in that voice throughout this entire review.
Well, how you can't do it without that? I mean,
no, you've already fucked up. Now you're stuck doing it for every one of them.
Well, now you got me put on the spot, and that's not going to happen.
Shake your head like a fucking princess there.
Jesus. But then, so she's dead. She gets put through the fucking TV, as we're talking about. And everyone's kind of in even more of a stir. They're all trying to figure out what to do, whatever. I might be getting this fucked up, but this is around the time when they have the group session where Nancy tests them on sleeping, and they all figure out is this where they all figure out their powers they can do in their dreams? I think it's around the same time.
Yeah, I think
like that group dream
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of, as a kid, I always thought it was a really cool scene, because first they try to hypnotize, and then they don't think it works. And well, they're like, okay, we're going to try again. And then they realize, oh, it's actually working. We're actually in a sleep state right now. And let's see, Taryn, in her dreams, she is a badass, basically. She's a punk rocker chick. Stereotypical punk rocker of that time. Philip he wants to be the dungeon master or dragon master, whatever it is. Wizard, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah,
it looked like Harry Potter a little bit.
very, very much, yes.
I'll be honest.
That's where Rowling inspired that from that scene.
Right.
This is what started it all.
Yeah. Kincaid ends up having like this, even like it focuses more on his like just being strong, and he could do whatever. And they all figure all this shit out. Well, they get in trouble because the main doctor that's there comes in, sees them all passed out, and what they didn't realize is Joey slipped away. I'm guessing they're just like, you don't really know what to do with him, so we're just gonna make sure he's like the next guy to be like in trouble. So he slips out of this room because one of the nurses who he has his eye on constantly is telling him.
Yeah, I couldn't show that scene. I couldn't.
Well, yeah, no. Right, yeah, yeah. But he follows her to this room, and she starts talking about how crazy she is about him, and she like just wants him and all this stuff, and starts kissing him, and then of course Freddy, he ends up like spitting fucking tongues out on this fucking bed, and he's like, you saw in the picture, it falls out, and it's like hell beneath him, which is kind of an interesting I don't know, kind of an interesting shot. I don't know, but terrifying to say the least. But so anyway, so the doctor sees all of them sleep, and they're like, "Where's Joey? What's going on?" And they come to find out that he is now like in major trouble because he can't breathe and all this stuff or some shit. So they put him on, I guess, like they hook him up to machines and shit, make sure he's good to go. Yeah. All the usual shit they do to people when they go to the hospital in movies. I guess in real life. Yeah, just make sure he's good.
Pretty much.
God. Man, thinking is hard sometimes. But anyway.
You make it look pretty tough. I'm not going to lie.
Huh?
I said you're making it look tough.
Well, I'm good at it.
Almost midnight, right?
Yeah. He'll be up till 5.
Probably. There's no doubt in that. Let's see. Where were we? Oh yeah.
We end up shortly after getting a little message from Freddy
on Joey.
Yes. Yeah. That's
come and get him, bitch. And it's for Nancy. So
obviously
now it's right. Yeah. So now they have to figure out how to stop all this shit again. And Kristen, shit.
Well, they end up talking to who is it, the Sister Mary. They have another scene with her, and we start getting some a little bit of backstory, and a little bit of like what they're supposed to do, and for to get rid of him, they have to pretty much go and get his remains and bury them, and which means that and then
oh no, wait, they didn't burn. Did they put they put holy
water? Holy water. Yeah.
I feel like there was a burning at some point, or was that what was happening to Freddy?
I believe that's what was happening to Freddy. That's for sure. But they ended up having to find Nancy's dad to
John Saxon. Rest in peace. Bad motherfucker right there.
Right. I feel like I got you pretty much back on track there, Chuck.
Well, yeah. Thank you for your help. I'll call for another lifeline momentarily.
Right. You're pretty much at the part where they're getting ready for the group to face off.
Yeah.
Well, Nancy and Neil are locked out because the head doctor kicked them out after that debacle. That's why they're looking for the remains.
So we're at the point now where they go and they get her dad, right? And they find him in a bar. Well, yeah, he's kind of a drunk asshole. And
he was really before, but now he's a drunk asshole.
Right, yeah. There's just so much going on in his life that he I guess he saw part 2. I mean, let's be honest.
If he was the town sheriff, where was he during part 2?
Yeah, really. Hey, who knows?
He was laid off that time.
They edited him out with all the other good parts. So anyway, they find the dad, and he's he's not having it. She hasn't seen him in forever. And eventually Bill Maher goes over, like, after like Nancy gets upset, and she's like, he pretty much pushes. I mean, he pushes him against the wall. God, speaking is hard. Pushes him against the wall and says, "Hey, you've got to do this, blah blah blah, all this shit." And he convinces them that they have to go get the remains and then bury them. Correct? They got good so far. Okay.
Very
All right.
consummate, whatever. You know, they had to pour the holy water, make sure it was clean and shit.
Right. And now is when they go. They have the group thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And they fucking shit. Sorry.
So with the group
damn.
and everything, yeah, I already planned on it, Chuck. I know.
Okay.
I know you got about like this long, and it's like, you know,
I did better than I usually do.
Well, that's fair, I guess. So, anyways, with this group dream, they pretty much start to get picked off one by one for the most part, and you know, our girl here gets
Taryn, yeah.
Yes. The needle. There we go. At least you can cover the sound effects.
There we go. Yeah.
Right.
I actually got a poster from Walmart a couple Halloweens ago, and I didn't realize what it was. I just thought it was just a claw, and it's like red. It's just the claw. But when we got it home, unraveled it. It's just like a bunch of like needles and like it's like a big syringe. And I'm like, I'm not putting that in my front room. I'm not doing that.
Just even the thought of like those syringes going in and like, you know, like
they're all like,
like they twisted in there. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. But he pretty much like one by one starts trying to pick them all off, where they're all trying to go and save what's his face, the deaf boy. I forget.
Joey.
Joey. And then at the same time we have oh god, Nancy's dad sitting there trying to help with the Gordon get the bones all buried and everything too. And then we end up having the skeleton come to life and try to bury him. And
Great Clash of the Titans.
This whole scene right here really made me think about Army of Darkness.
They have that too. Yeah,
that's like the only thing that was going through my head the entire time watching.
Well, I think it was around. Wasn't that around the same time? Like, or roughly.
I don't know. No, I think Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was probably before it.
It was before, but
yeah, definitely
shortly after. I feel like.
I'm not sure exactly when Army of Darkness came out. I'll check it out real quick. So, Army of Darkness is 1992. So yeah, there was about a 5-year gap. Yeah. But either way, at least that's what I was thinking about the entire time that was happening.
It's kind of hard not to.
It really is. We do end up getting some more backstory on Freddy, though, being the pretty much the whole story about who we end up figuring out that, you know, Sister Mary was the one who, you know, at the end of it, spoiler alert, I don't give a fuck, it's Freddy's mom, and she was pretty much raped by, what is it? Is it 100 or 10,000 maniacs or whatever? Maniacs. Yeah. So that kind of explains a lot. I hear our good buddy Jack kind of went through a similar process.
Man,
Jack's busy at work, so I don't think he could hear this. I haven't checked back on comments yet. We got quite a few to catch up on before we end up with our commercial, though. So I don't know. Maybe he's there, maybe he's not. I don't remember. But either way, they they are even though not everybody survives, but they are able to go back there, and it's Joey, right? Yeah. So they were able to come back and save Joey. And oh god, now I'm gonna forget too exactly how they ended up killing the fucker. This one.
The holy water.
Oh yeah, definitely. So they ended up burying the bones, and that's how they that's Yeah, and then we end up having them going to bed, and we see the house again, and then the light turns on, so we know that obviously there's going to be another sequel. Like any cheesy fucking horror movie from the late '80s, there's going to be some reason to always try to bring them back. So
even so, I feel like they were going to bring it back anyway, whether there was like a lean into that or not. If it was making money, they were going to do something.
He became everybody's favorite killer. I mean, kids were wearing his shirts when these movies all came out. Like, I remember a bunch of my friends had like the Freddy shirts and had the gloves, and I had the gloves. And then come to find out, it's like, it's kind of messed up when you think about it. Child killer, kids are just loving him. Like,
yeah,
it's our society.
That's true. They ended up putting one out like almost every year, if not every other year, all the way until New Nightmare for the most part.
Yeah,
you know, like so.
They had that sitcom where like it was kind of like Tales of the Crypt style, but with
Freddy's Nightmares.
Yeah,
I've got a couple of those on VHS right now.
I'm not surprised at all. So, anyways, before we
Tobe Hooper actually on that show, Tobe Hooper actually directs the episode that's about Freddy.
Really?
Yeah. So I've got that over there.
Interesting. So I should probably go ahead and catch us up on the comments before we go and take our commercial break real quick. So let me go ahead and figure out where it is. Let's see. People talking about it. I believe the new Nightmare documentary is called Never Sleep Again. Yeah, I definitely think that you are correct there. David, if you watch the trailer, includes either a girl or a boy in a bedroom humming Freddy's rhyme, and there is the Elm Street house made of popsicle sticks, and suddenly Freddy Claus pops up, and you were Freddy saying Freddy's back again. Let's see, Ron Pertive. Funny connection between Freddy and Jason here. Oh, god damn it. I think we got Ron trying to keep up with David now. So Freddie, Patricia Arquette's mom in 3 is the real life mother of Tiffany Helm, who played the punk rocker Violet in Friday the 13th Part 5, and went on to play waitress Mary in the episode of Freddy's Nightmares. What the fuck, Ron? How do you know that? And Ron says Joey is mute until the end where he screams and then breaks all the mirrors. David, one of the most famous scene in the TV death scene where Freddy says the famous line, "Welcome to primetime, bitch" line. Yes, we covered that. Sam, Grandma would have made him clean his ears too deep, made him deaf. Let's see. That was Freddy's dead reference.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, because remember he had the hearing aid that like.
I was hearing from you, Carlos.
Cowboy Curtis. Man, yeah, we're going back to some comments here, that's for sure. Let's see. Sam says, Ron, you're right, thank you. Nancy's arrival was the way to bridge the gap between her character and Patricia Arquette's. Yeah, that's very true, that's for sure. David, actually, it's Philip who is in Sleepwalker. Will is the dude in the wheelchair who can walk in his dreams and has magical powers.
You know what's funny is I actually figured out that I was wrong on that. I just didn't say anything.
Oopsie. Ron, there's also a theory that this movie is about someone who kills people in their sleep and their dreams, and it's just a movie. I know it's nice. What the fuck? Ron, the room they used for Tina's death scene in Part 1 was also used in Break Into Electric Boogaloo. I hope you're right. I love. Oh man, they also used England's death scene. Oh god, Neil is played by Craig Wasson. It's not. Who did you say it was?
No, it's Bill Maher. I don't care what it says. It's Bill Maher.
Ron says he loves Dick. Fight him. Sam, get ready for your close-up, bitch. Let's see. Priscilla Pointer, who played Dr. Elizabeth Sim, also played Rebecca Barnes Wentworth and was the long-lost mother of Pam and Cliff on the long-running soap opera Dallas. Way before my time, but I have seen Dallas pop up quite a bit while doing a lot of my research while doing a lot of Tales from the Crypt stuff. That's for sure.
I mean, it was so long and running. There were so many actors who like had even like a short stint in it.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure. But like, you know, me for instance, I was born in the late 80s. So like when this movie came out, I wasn't born yet. So I'll leave it at that. Let's see. We got David. This scene looks like something that Ray Harryhausen would have done. Ron, this is it, Jennifer. You break you're a big breaking TV. Welcome to primetime, bitch. Yes. Yeah, I'm beautiful and bad. It's Will who is the wizard master. Yes, it is. by the name of Lorik, Prince of Elves. Demon be gone. God damn. Let's see. Sam, well, I'm off tonight. Thanks again. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Sam, so much for coming and watching, dude. We love you, man. I got you, bud. Come and get him, bitch. Rather than the nurse was supposed to have Freddy's head on the nurse's body, that would have probably been least sexy. Then again, we all know people that would have enjoyed it too.
I mean, I wouldn't have freeze framed it when I was younger as much as I did if it was Freddy's head. I'm just saying.
Right, that's for sure. Let's see. Sam, Freddy's backstory, I actually think was great for his character. Well thought out, I think. Born from the crazies, unholy children to being beaten, keeping it's all secret till comes a serial killer to be murdered by a neighborhood, which leads to deal with the demon or dream demon gods and why he does what he does. Just love it. No, Army of Darkness was later. Yes. All right, so I know where we are there. Let's see. Freddy finally gets his revenge on the girl who had defeated him years before. Yeah, I guess so. LOL, Jack. I feel like I said something, but I already forgot what I said about Jack. Let's see. The big race in the ring.
Oh, it was the rape. It was the rape. It was the gangbang.
Yeah, they having this experience.
Yes. Let's see. I make fun of so much, I forget how to even say about it. Ron, if it isn't making dollars, it isn't making sense. That is true. It's Sam. Teens love a villain that knocks them dead. And Priscilla Pointer is also the mother of Amy Irving. Oh, wow. So that was quite a bit to catch up on there, guys. Thank you all for listening. So I guess we should go ahead, take a small commercial break for about a minute here, guys. And we'll be back in just a minute.
Support for Tales from the Podcast and 2G1C is brought to you by Manscaped, who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. We have an exclusive offer for our listeners, 20% off, free shipping with the code TFTP20 at manscaped.com. Manscaped has hooked up these fine gentlemen with a bunch of tools and formulations from their Perfect Package 3.0 kit. This is Chuck. He got a razor caught in his balls while he was trying to shave, but that's never going to happen again because Manscaped has created the best ball hair trimmer ever, the Lawnmower 3.0. It features a cutting-edge ceramic blade, an LED light for a more precise shave, and is waterproof to make sure your shower shave is clean and easy thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. And don't use the same trimmer you use on your face as your balls. It's just nasty. The Lawnmower 3.0 comes inside the brand new Perfect Package 3.0, which comes with everything you need to keep trim, cut-free, and smelling nice down there. I'm looking at you, Jack, because the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0 also includes a crop preserver, which is a deodorant and moisturizer for your balls. Put it on your balls. Why are you not putting deodorant on the smallest part of your body? And yes, Jack, your balls stink. That's why you don't have any dates. But now, with the crop preserver and the crop reviver, you can get those dates, sailors, so get on out there. And also, Manscaped threw in 2 free gifts into their perfect package. A pair of high-performance Manscaped boxer briefs, aren't they sexy, that'll keep your junk feeling fresh all day, and a travel shed bag to store all your grooming goodies. Trim that junk of yours and trim 20% off and free shipping with the code TFTP20 at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. We save balls.
Your balls will thank you. I will go ahead and just say that right now.
They will. MANSCAPED all the way.
They
Who
definitely
came up with the script? It was so well done.
I'll tell you after
great.
the show. I'll tell you after the show. That's for sure. So, anyways, that is pretty much our quick walkthrough of Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, which was chosen by Rob. Thank you very much, buddy. So,
Yeah,
I guess we should go ahead, say what we thought about the movie, and give it a rating between 1 and 10, 10 being the best. So, Rob, you being our guest tonight, man, why don't you go ahead and lead us off and tell us what you thought about this movie?
So I would say out of the series, it was definitely the 10 for me. I think as like horror movies in general, I'd give it probably an 8.
That's fair. That's fair. Mr. Nasty.
Yeah, no, I actually I do enjoy this movie quite a bit. As a kid, I always was pretty I don't know, intrigued by all the dream powers and all that shit. Thought it was really cool. And also I'm a big fan of the first one, and there's a lot of similarities with this film and the original that actually we were watching the other night that myself and my girlfriend, mainly my girlfriend, pointed out to me. But that's for another episode. There's way too many, like there really is, if you actually pay attention to it, there's a lot of similarities between, there's a lot of scenes in this one that were done with different people and stuff in the original. It's kind of crazy. But I always enjoyed this movie. It is one of my favorites out of the franchise. I'll probably give it a 7, actually.
7?
7.
That's fair. I would also give this one probably, about a 7. A 7. I thought this was a really, really fun one. This is where you, like you said, you start seeing a lot more like the dream powers and everything else going on with that, which is pretty fascinating to watch and see how they're actually going to go and, seeing what they actually go and take it from here too with. It's pretty cool. I really enjoy it. That's for sure. A lot of the kills in this were great. The special effects were fucking awesome. Robert Englund always fucking just he's amazing like anything he does, to say the least. Even some weird B movies I've seen him in, he was actually still pretty decent, to be honest. It's kind of weird, but
Zombie strippers.
There you go, zombie strippers. That's one of them. He's not bad though, you know what I mean? He's a very enjoyable actor to see on screen, and he plays the role of Freddy fucking amazing.
He is Freddy.
Yeah.
I mean,
who was the other guy? yeah, they really took that whole thing and twisted it around for us. That's for sure. But I about a 7. I thought it was a fun one. I enjoyed being able to go back and do that one. I will say it is not my favorite one. It is my second favorite one. But with that being said, why don't we all go around and say, like, name off, your list of your favorite, your top ones, rank out the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I know, Chuck, you probably need about 5 minutes. So, Rob, do you, by chance, could you rank him out?
In his opinion or my opinion?
In your personal opinion.
In my personal opinion, honestly, I start watching at 3 anymore whenever I go to watch them, and I just watch them straight through. So like 1 and 2 are actually my least favorite. So if you put those at the end of the series, it just goes.
Now, just curious. When I say the franchise, I would include the remake as well as Freddy vs. Jason.
Okay. Well, let's see. The remake, I gotta say, that's more towards the end, I think. I didn't like it as much. I like the actor who played him and Rosach or however you pronounce the name in Watchmen.
Right.
But
Rorschach.
Right. Yeah. Again, that was a long time ago too from watching that one, so it's not fresh in mind. But to me, it was, and usually, like I said, reboots to me are, you really got to be something phenomenal for me to really like it. I didn't think that they hit the mark. I felt like Freddy always had that jovial, like maniacal thing about him, or that was just more straight up. I think, and that was what they think they were going for, was that more creeper vibe. You know what I mean? It was less, comical. There was the one-liners weren't as good, and I think the dreams too weren't as good either. I think it was just trying too much to be like the original, but not enough to really get there. So I think that one was probably one of my least favorite. I loved Freddy vs. Jason just for the fun of it. So I'd probably put that in the middle. I think, for me, like just coming in, like I remember watching that, like, and this was right after I did my like real digestion of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Is when that movie came out, like not too long after that. So I remember being super excited about that. And I do enjoy a good crossover. That's for me is like, like I geek out like a schoolgirl, like whenever I see a good crossover, I'm like,
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So that, I'd say, slip that in the middle, put the remake towards the end.
All right, that's pretty understandable then. Chuck, do you have your list together, or do you want me to go first?
No, I got mine. My favorite is the original. Always the original for me. And then Wes Craven's New Nightmare, that comes right behind it. 3, Dream Warriors is next. Freddy versus Jason. Then Freddy's Dead. 4 and 5, 2, and I wouldn't even want to put the remake on it because I thought it sucked, but it's the very end.
Tell us how you really feel.
That's
how I really feel. I'm not allowed.
You're allowed. That's for sure. So, my list, I would actually start off with New Nightmare, and then go to 3. Final Nightmare, and then pretty much my list just follows Chuck's for the most part after that. I'd put like 1 after that though, so like my list is pretty similar to yours, just a small change at the beginning to say the least. So
right.
So anyways, let me go ahead and catch up. I got a couple of comments here. Ron, oh god, these are words. I mean, I'm saying them. He's pretty much excited. His words are being said. Ron, we love you, buddy. And he goes, I mean, Nightmare 3 is no trancers. Yeah. Ron was just on recently doing trancers with us. So.
No, Ron, it is not, because I would like to watch Nightmare 3 over and over again.
Sam, 10 out of 10. Freddy is the best. Fuck Jason. Sorry, Ron, love you. Yeah, but who's the head had to be carried out of Freddy versus Jason?
But he wasn't dead. I mean, he did give you a little wink at the end. I mean,
we
all like that little wink.
Who came up out and Jason Goes to Hell? Who came up and grabbed the mask?
Right. Yeah.
See, Robert is going to be in season 4 of Stranger Things. True, but Freddy laugh. He will be back in his never-ending battle on that one. Come on, the redhead and Nightmare on Elm Street 2. She alone makes it worth watching. Love me some redheads. I love Sam. Fucking honest, the remake sucked. Fuck that. Fuck that one. Yep. 100% agree. There we go. That's for sure.
Another thing I like about the remake is that I couldn't get like the kid who played like the boyfriend, who was I guess supposed to be Johnny Depp. He played the Flash in Smallville, so I kept seeing. That's all I saw. It's the jerk kid in Smallville.
That's funny.
Yeah, I never really got into Smallville. Are you talking about Quentin?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Quentin is my character on Dead by Daylight. I like him on the game, not so much in the movie. Not my favorite. He does have some cool perks though in the game. But anyways, Rob, dude, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for picking a movie and bringing us a little bit back into the horror genre there, dude. We like it. Of course, Ron, that's nothing personal against you, buddy. You know, we love you. Me personally, I do like sci-fi. I'm fucking covered in like Star Wars tattoos. You know that. Chuck
Covered in horror.
More than me appreciates the drawback into the horror realm. That's for sure. So, Rob, dude, is there anything else that you can tell us about what you have going on with this drawing? You know, like, you know, you sent me some artwork. You know, we got the Night Wolf, which yeah, like I said, I got I got all 4 of them. There are different cover variations of them though as well. Mm-hmm. But I personally love them. And you can where can everybody find those? Over at lonewolfcomics.com, right?
Yeah, so you could the books that are out now are available, issues 1 through 4. There's you can go to lonewolfcomics.com or just go shop.lonewolfcomics.com. You can find us on social media at Lone Wolf Comics, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're also going to be, like I said earlier in the show, we're launching a Kickstarter for issue 5. You can just go to lonewolfcomics.com/nightwolf, all one word, and that will take you to they'll take you to the pre-launch page, and you could follow when we go live on Wednesday. You can pick up every single book there, but if you want to pre-read before that, you can go to the shop and pick up those there. For those of you who want to know what Night Wolf is, I'll give you a quick synopsis or elevator pitch, if you will. So Night Wolf is a story about a young man who finds out that he was born a werewolf and gets thrown into a supernatural war. And there
nice.
That's that's pretty accurate. Yeah. Me personally, especially when it comes to like indie comics and stuff, I don't like to give away too much. I think stating that these are modern werewolf comics is a big enough draw for the most people. Like, that's one of the things that really attracted me to this right here. You know, like when I went to your site and everything, like there wasn't like, oh, I had one choice of what to buy. Like, this is what I decided to go with, and that's why, you know, and I absolutely love it. And you know, I know you got that drawing going on with the 7 novels. You got your Van Helsing, you got Morbius, you got Dead Man's Land. Let's see, the Van Helsing, Werewolf by Night, the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter. That's when you said that's going to be done on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, Wednesday at midnight, so technically Tuesday night, and then the drawing is Wednesday morning. So yeah, you go to win.lonewolfcomics.com and just enter your email, and then like I said, there's a couple different ways that you can get extra entries by liking our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, going to the Kickstarter and following the pre-launch page. The more entries you have, the better your chances to win. There is only one winner, but everybody who goes will get a digital deluxe version of issue 1. So it's not just the 24-page, it's the 28-page extended cut.
Ooh.
That you'll get.
I'm going to have to definitely make sure I get those 4 extra pages. That's for sure, dude. So, dude, like I said, thank you once again for coming on. It's greatly appreciated. Dude, we really wish you well with everything that you're doing, and we really hope the Kickstarter does really good. I will personally be checking that out myself because I obviously need 5 to come out. I'm already 4 deep. I don't want to stop it now. But
I'll let you know. There's 12 issues in this story arc, so it's planned to be ongoing.
Awesome, man, for sure. I'm excited to see where this route takes you to. That's for sure.
I need to get caught up on this.
Oh, dude,
sounds awesome.
I agree.
Right? That's for sure. That's for sure. So, anyways, Rob, I'm going to go ahead and drop you down below. Thank you once again, buddy. Feel free to stay if you want to. If you have to go, that is perfectly fine. Like I said, thank you once again. So, Chuck, man, that was a pretty fucking fun episode, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I really like this whole going back into the horror thing myself a little bit. You know, it's entertaining, and plus having such an icon as like Freddy on for an episode was pretty fucking cool. It was it wasn't the character that I was expecting to see, to say the least.
Right. Well, I
Right.
also got to say that 'cause I do think it was a good episode, and I also got to say that hey, all right, so I still stumble a little, but I made it through most of the movie, right?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Thanks for your help.
A little bit more than half. That's for sure. You
Well,
know,
good.
you did okay. You did okay, Chuck. You did.
All right.
I'm not
Good.
going to
Getting
pat
better.
you on the back too much more than that, though. But, anyways, before we go, I want to go ahead and mention that this right here will be taking place on June 4th. All those movies that you see in the background of that picture, which I don't remember which pictures I put up there, but there's about 10 or 11 films there. If you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, send any of us a picture, and as long as it gets back to me, you will be able to get a second entry. But all you have to do is be there for the live show on June 4th at 11 p.m. Eastern. And as long as you're there, you get an entry in and you get a chance to win all of those movies for free. So check it out. Obviously, all that'll be in the show notes as well. And next week on Tales from the Podcast, we have a good friend of ours, Andy Imhoff, is going to be joining us to talk about the episode, The New Arrival. So check that out next week. Andy Imhoff will be on. God damn, I love that dude. He is fucking awesome. That's for sure. Chuck, man, do you have anything coming up soon?
Well, band wise, we're playing May 29th in Jeffersonville, Indiana, at the guitar player for the band Artwork for the Blind at his place. If you go on our Facebook page, if you happen to be in that area, the information's on there. Let's see. And then we've got a show in July on the 24th, Fuck Cancer Metal Fest 10. And we're in the process of writing some songs and stuff because we've got another live stream coming up too in a couple of months.
Awesome.
We're doing a dual thing this time. It's going to be us and another band called something strange, something weird. So yeah, all that stuff. That's all that's going on pretty much. Besides having another dog.
Awesome, man. Yeah, well, yeah, if you call a Chihuahua a dog, but
Right. Yeah, a cuddly rat, more or less.
Right, yeah, pretty much. But that's awesome, dude. I'm pretty excited for you, dude. That's cool that you actually are able to get some of these shows and do everything again. And of course, with the live stream thing, man, we're gonna be sharing the shit out of that anyway.
Oh, so,
anyways, let's go ahead and catch up on some of these comments before we go. See, Sam, great topic. Thank you, Rob. We have Ron. I hate when that happens. Sam, I'd love to see a Creep Keeper be a villain killer. I'm not sure he would be great. Or I am sure he would be great. I don't know, honestly. I'm going to go get something set up. Let's see. You did good, bud. Yep. See? Look at that, Chuck. You're getting a compliment. And Sam, how can you say no with the guy with the beard? Of course.
Exactly.
Me too, Chuck. Your beard shaver, you. That's for sure. So, anyways, thank you to everybody who's actually checking in and watching this and everything. We greatly appreciate all of you. The next 2G1C episode will be a special episode, guys. We will be having a good friend of ours, Barry, on in 2 weeks, and he chose one of Chuck and I's favorite movies, The Beyond. So this is going to be a pretty fun episode, and of course, those who actually saw Barry on the last, his last appearance was a few weeks back by now, but of Tales from the Podcast, you'll know that he's actually about 5 hours ahead of time from us because he lives in the UK. So we'll definitely be having a fun, interesting conversation with a possibly very delusional Barry in 2 weeks. So that'll be fun too.
Right.
So, all right, Chuck, you have anything else before we go ahead and get the fuck out of here?
Nope.
All right. So with that being said, the crypt is closed.